When I was 11 years old, I went to a rave. There was one DJ controlling the entire room, controlling the vibes all night long, by himself with 2 turntables. That is the most vivid memory I have of the decision clicking in my head. This is what I want to do with my life. I just loved this guy by himself controlling a whole room of people like a shaman leading the tribe into a trance, and I just was obsessed with that idea since 11 years old, since my first rave. I think that when I found music, it gave me a channel, a direct line to that spirituality that I wasn't finding in my day-to-day life, being pushed around by authority figures and pushed around by society and boxed in by the frickin' world that we created out of thin air that has no fundamental meaning at all in the universe. It's just this human rat race that we created. And it's stifling and it's sickening and it's unnecessary. And the only way out of that was to focus your energy into something passionate and powerful. And music was that thing for me. Music is that thing for me. Through DJing, I found the love of playing live drums. I'm terrible at playing drums, but there's something to be said about sitting behind a drum kit and using both legs and both arms to create a rhythm that the rest of the musicians and the rest of the world can groove to. It's like doing a rhythmic dance with your entire body, and you get to create this beat that's the foundation for all other people to get down on. And so I think that's the greatest instrument to me, is the drums, not the big band kit, not the bongos or the congas or percussion, but an actual drum kit. Turntablism is a percussive sport. I mean, we are making rhythmic patterns on top of rhythmic patterns. Some of the scratches that I do resemble a paradiddle, because DJing, you gotta be on beat, you gotta be in time, you gotta keep the people moving and grooving, and scratching is the same thing. It could be the most obnoxious, brain-slicing frequencies on earth if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, you could literally make people scream. It's like a form of audio torture if you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to scratch with this high-pitched slicing over this song that already has a ton of frequencies in it, and then you're over here trying to add your own percussive frequency, and it's something you got to really be good at. You got to know how to get in the pocket, and drumming and mixing records and mixing beats and scratching over the beats. It's all this percussive thing, you know? When you're scratching, you're using your abs and your back, and your legs are planted firmly in the ground. And like a lot of guys, we hold our breath sometimes to do certain scratches. But when you get in the pocket of a certain pattern, your muscle memory is working on its own, and it's almost like leaving your body and it's just going on its own, and your whole soul is up here completely gone from your body when you're in that zone. And that is incomparable. I would relate it to more of a spiritual vibration that's higher than your flesh can go. And I know that pleasure can bring you to those places. I'm not trying to rule that out. I'm just saying that I leave my body when I'm in the zone doing music. I transcend dimensions in my world, at least, when I'm in the pocket. The motivation behind this right here is the crowds. The crowds of kids who go through hell to get in to these clubs. And by hell, I mean they wait in obnoxiously long lines. They pay obnoxiously high ticket prices. They stand in obnoxiously crowded shoulder-to-shoulder rooms, dripping with sweat. And if you have ever gone out to a club or a concert, it's one of the most anxiety-producing, stressful things until you get inside and stand in your spot to watch the show. Anybody who goes through those things, for me, to see me play, I mean, they are touching me in a way that nobody else will ever be able to. I mean, there's nothing like it. Being in your studio and creating music is an amazing experience. But for me, as a born performer, I truly feel like once I get in front of the people and that insanely gut-wrenching, spine-crushing anxiety and nerves fill my body, and you're staring into the face of these people who expect you to wow them, I mean, there is nothing quite like that. That's like running from the cops. I mean, it's crazy. You don't get that in day-to-day life. Most people will never experience that in their entire lives. And I managed to harness the people's energy and channel my nerves and focus this beam of power into the crowd. It's like this alchemical, metaphysical, spiritual equation that frickin' it's insane. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, and there's no comparing it with any inspiration that I will ever find anywhere else from any other human being. I mean, it's unbelievable. Try it. Get in front of a crowd. Even if you are just getting up there to take a photo of someone who's performing, you're still like on the stage in front of all these people, and they're all focused on you. I mean, it's a powerful thing, you know? And that's the stuff that really keeps me going as an artist.